Hey everybody, and welcome back to It's Only Food with Chef John Politte. Today we are going to be showing you how to make pork pad thai. Cue the music. Alright, well thanks a lot for joining us again. If this is your first time joining, please do me a favor. Go down to that corner, hit that little subscribe button, and then hit that notification bell to be notified each and every time I upload new content. Alright, you clicked on this video to see me show you how to make pork pad thai. So let's check out our ingredients here. I have got 1 pork tenderloin, I've got 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 large egg, half a bunch of green onions, 1 cup of julienne carrots, 1 cup of bean sprouts, 1/4 cup of chopped peanuts, and a half a package of what should be rice noodles, but we will explain that later on. And then for the sauce, we're going to have 1/4 cup of creamy peanut butter, 1/4 cup of soy sauce, 2 garlic cloves, 2 tablespoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons of sesame oil, 2 tablespoons sriracha, 1 tablespoon of chopped ginger, and a half a cup of cold water that we're going to be putting into our NutriBullet and blasting it up to grind it up and make a good sauce. So let's get down to our prep here and then we'll start cooking. Alright, we've got our vessel that we're going to be grinding this up and mixing it all together in, and then we're going to pour it into the bowl when we're done doing that. If you have a food processor, that's great. Whatever you need to use to grind all these ingredients up. If you don't have anything to do that with, then go ahead and mince your garlic and your ginger as finely as you can, and then mix all the ingredients up. That will work just as well. All you're going to be doing is pouring this in with the pork after it's been cooked and cooking it up. So I'm going to take the peanut butter, drop that in first. And we got our sesame oil, our rice wine vinegar, our soy sauce, our honey, our sriracha, our water. All this together is making about a cup of sauce. A little garlic in there after the ginger. Now we've got it all in there, and we're just going to make sure that's sealed up, and we're just going to grind it up. And then I'm just going to pour it in the bowl here so you can see it. But you got yourself a nice pad thai sauce that we're going to use when we're cooking up that pork. Now I did this first because I want to let all these flavors blend, kind of get to know each other while we're cutting our pork up and our other ingredients and before we start cooking. But I can already smell the peanut butter coming off of this with that sriracha and the sesame oil and the hints of the garlic and the ginger in there. Now I'm going to get our meat set up here. Only thing we're really going to be doing with this board here is cutting up the green onions here. The oil's for cooking the pork. The egg is to cook after we've made the pork crispy. And then these are just the garnishes there. So I'm going to set this off to the side. And as always, I'm just going to cut all the produce that I have first before I get into the raw food. Even though I am going to certainly disinfect and sanitize everything after I've cut up the pork tenderloin, I still don't want to have to take that extra step of doing it before I cut anything that's fresh. So I'm just going to cut the fresh stuff first, get it out of the way. Now on the onions, I took the ends out because you want the leafy part of it more. These are tough and they don't cook as long. I'm sorry, they're tough and they take a little bit longer to cook. You can dice these up and throw them on top for garnish if you want. So I'm just going to set them right there. Now I'm just going to take our onion, notice the length, about 1 inch long. I'm just going to set these off to the side with our other 2 in our meats over here by the pan. Alright, last but not least, we're going to be doing our prep on this pork tenderloin. I'm just going to shave off some of this silver skin and connective tissue on here. Throw that out. Some of this will just dissolve too, but we want to take off anything that might be tough. I'm going to start at this end too, so don't maybe need to do all this. I am not going to definitely cook all of this pork tenderloin for this one dish. This is going to be for one serving, as you will see when we plate it up. So you just want to take and just almost slivers of this pork tenderloin, because you want it to cook fast, because this is a stir fry. Pad is basically anything cooked in a wok, and the Thai is the style of food that it is, which of course is Thai. So just nice little slivers. You can cut this into strips as well if you want. But there we go. That's about enough for one dish there. So there it is. I'm going to put this in a little bowl. We're going to set that up with our meats over to the pan, and we're going to get ready to cook. All right, like I always do, I'm going to show you our meats. And I've got everything we need all ready to go. Our pork is cut. We have our sauce right behind there. There's our pan. And then back there we've got our utensils, an extra bowl, all of our meats to include our ingredients, which is the egg, the oil, the green onions. Far in the back on the orange cutting board we have our garnish stuff ready to go. And then of course we have our noodles in the background in that pan, but this is all within reach. So what I'm going to do now, so I'm going to focus in on this pan and we will start cooking away. First thing you want to do is turn on your heat. I'm going to go medium to medium high as always. I'm going to put our oil, all of it, right into our pan there, let that get hot. Now I don't have a wok. Funny you should ask why I don't have a wok. I do have a wok, but its handle is coming undone and it's almost broken. I am in the process of buying a new one, but this large frying pan will work as long as you have some edges that are rounded up and it's large enough for everything you need. All you're doing is transferring heat and cooking, so that's fine. Get your oil hot, get it all over the pan before you add your pork. Now I always like to add a piece of meat in there before I add everything else in. When that starts sizzling and cooking, I'll throw the rest of the ingredients in. There we go. You can hear it and you can see it cooking. So I'm going to take all of our meat, put it in, got a wooden spoon so I don't scratch up the already all scratched up pan. Whoa! Make sure you don't splatter oil all over yourself. And just get them all separated. So basically you want to just cook these so they get a nice color crust on them. We are going to be adding them back into the pan again, but I just want to give them a nice brown on both sides. So we'll let these go till we see no more pink in there, okay? Alright, got blood coming out on one side, so we'll flip it all over again till I see blood come out through the other side, and then we're going to pull these out of the pan into our bowl that we have all ready to go in our mies. Alright, our pork is starting to curl. So just one more flip over. I'm going to go about 8 minutes. Depending on the variance of how you cut it too, how thick or thin it is, will depend on it. But when it starts to curl up on you a little bit, you want to pull it out of your pan. Alright, get your egg. And just pour that right on in. Scramble it up till it's cooked. We're going to add the green onions to this. Add our pork back in. We're going to mix this all up. And then I'm going to take and add a little bit at a time. I don't know about if I need a whole cup of this sauce, but I'm going to add 2/3 of a cup right there. I'm going to stir it all up so everything's covered with the sauce. Oh, that smells fantastic. Yeah, that smells really, really good. Now I'm going to take our fettuccine noodles. I said I would talk about this earlier in the program, or sorry, earlier in the show. It does say to use rice noodles. I don't have any rice noodles, and I could not find any rice noodles, so I'm using fettuccine. I'm putting this out there because I don't need the culinary justice warriors for recipes telling me that I'm doing it all wrong because I don't have rice noodles in there. I'm saying that it should be rice noodles, but I couldn't find any. So I am using fettuccine noodles, which is just fine. So please don't leave anything in the comment section telling me that I'm totally wrong and this recipe is just terrible because I didn't use rice noodles. Remember, the name of the show is It's Only Food. So I am showing you simple menu ideas for dinner or for lunch or for breakfast and telling you how to do it. All right, enough of my soapbox. That's all you got to do. I'm going to let this heat up, get these noodles all hot. Everything in there is cooked the way it should be. It smells fantastic. It's starting to really look good. All I want to do is continue to get it hot before we plate it up. So I am going to do that after it's hot. I'm going to plate this up. I'm going to take some awesome photos of it for social media. We're going to put those photos into the timeline with some really groovy music. And then we're going to come back and we're going to give this a taste. So enjoy the pictures and enjoy the music. Let's get into here and check out how it tastes. A little bit of the noodles first. The noodles are cooked perfectly. They got that sauce is incredible. It's got the smoothness of the peanut butter, a little bit of heat from the sriracha. The ginger and garlic, you can taste that in there. And then the bite with that, the bean sprouts in there gives it a little crunch with the, as well with the peanuts too. I'm gonna get a piece of the pork right here. Let's taste that. That's cooked well too. These noodles are good for fettuccine. Don't have the rice noodles like I said before, but fettuccine works just as well. You can do any kind of noodle you want. I think a long noodle would be better though, instead of like an elbow macaroni or a penne or something, but this works out really well. I don't know if you can see this, but everything is attached to that noodle. The flavors and the ingredients are just gripping hold of that thing so you can get it with every bite. Yeah, this is gonna be lunch. Hey, I appreciate you watching today. Thanks a lot. Don't forget to check out the description box on your way out. Not only does it contain the recipe for this show, but it also has a bunch of groovy links. I have a gourmet seasoning shop on Etsy and also have a cookbook on sale. Those links are down there. Don't forget to check out the playlists I've got down there for how to create a cooking show on YouTube, and also a playlist link for how to improve your channel and help it grow. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment below, Don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so already, and then make sure you share this video with everyone that you know. Take care of yourself. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time right here on It's Only Food with Chef John Politte. Bye-bye.